Do you know when you have those pre-con anxiety dreams? Where you're sitting at your table and no one is walking by and you're just twiddling your thumbs for hours on end and no one is stopping at your table. You wake up in cold sweats and you realize it was a dream and hope that that never happens. That was SunnyCon Liverpool. We're off to Liverpool.
Here we go.
The journey has taken us a little bit over 4 hours. We're now in Liverpool and we have checked into our apartment and now walking around town to find a bite to eat. We just arrived at SunnyCon. It's setup time now, and we'll see how that goes. Day 2 of prep. Here we go. And this is Rosie's corner, as is.
Look how neatly I packed it.
Ooh.
In a little box.
Wow. We're just done with, what do you call it? Setting up. Oh. We're just done setting up. It took us a good, I would say, 5 hours now, 6 hours. So here we are. This is the final countdown. No, what am I saying? We just finished setting up. It took us about 6 hours, but this is the final result. This weekend, Rosie will be helping me run my stand.
Hello.
This is Rosie, also known as Pin and Ink, and everything. And I have offered Rosie to bring some of her work to the convention. Is it your first time exhibiting?
It is. It is my first time. It's very nerve-wracking.
How do you feel about exhibiting in SunnyCon?
Hello. Are we recording? Yes. I'm Rosie from Pin and Ink, and I've been very lucky to be able to display my work on Gilles' stand. It's really lovely of him to let me do this. Usually I just help him out, just I'm in behind the scenes carrying boxes like a little minion. But today is my is my first time ever showing my work, which is really nerve-wracking. If anyone even looks at it, I'm like. But yeah, so far I've just been selling my stuff on Etsy very slowly and sort of like while I do my full-time job. But Gilles is forceful is the wrong word.
But the right word.
Direct person who gets you doing more of what you love, which is nice. Oh, the paint looks so much better on the camera.
We'll put music in the background of all these close-up shots and stuff.
We're gonna win it. Cool. So when Gilles asked me to be a part of his stand, we wanted to make sure that the aesthetic matched the rest of his work, and as you can tell, he loves pink and turquoise and whites as a vibe. So I was thinking, how do I make one easily? I didn't want to buy one. They're actually really expensive. They're like 30 to 50 quid to buy like a display stand, and you're like, that's quite a lot to drop on your first display. So I actually very luckily found a photo, like a back of a photo frame, and just sprayed it pink. Gilles already had the pink he loved. And then these are just like window framing plastic, but you could type in like U-shaped plastic or vinyl, and you buy it. It was about 7 quid for a meter, and I just cut it with a kitchen knife, glue gunned it on, and sort of made sure that it fit the levels I wanted, and sort of positioned it all working out flat. And that was it. But what's great about it is it already has its stand, and there's already got the metal hooks if we wanted to attach it to the wall. So yeah, it's really handy. And if you've got an old photo frame around, then it's really handy. Yeah.
So we're back from the convention. It's actually been a couple of days, sleepless days, because I have been working on other things. It's always from one convention to the next, with a sprinkle of Pink Club, online store, and everything else in between, with little hours of sleep, to be fair. Hence why the 2 imitation Prada bags you see hidden under my eyes. The convention was not great. By no stretch of the imagination. The footfall was very poor. We had to share the convention center with a religious convention who decided that it was in their right to keep us congregated to a certain area. Traders and attendees were unable to go outside and get food and come back the same way. It was a whole ordeal. There wasn't many people there to begin with, and this, along with lack of signage, not so great marketing from what I could gather from word of mouth, it made for a very poor convention, really. I paid way too much than I should have. I had to fly in my mother to replace Paul, who usually helps me at conventions. Unfortunately, my mother is not very familiar with the content, so I also had to get a helper. That forced us to get an apartment that could sleep 3 people instead of a hotel room that could sleep 2. And between flights, lodging, food for 3 people and everything, it ended up being the most expensive convention I've done, and also the least profitable. But you live, you learn. The good thing about it is I got to spend a lot of time getting to know other artists. I got to spend a nice evening out with a few of my closest friends in the convention circuit, which was an absolute blast. We ended up in a rock club and spent massive amount of hours dancing and headbanging and jumping and having an overall good time to classic rock songs from the early 90s and early 2000s. So it was really worth it as a mini vacation more than a work trip. Unfortunately, setting up the mammoth stand that I carry around with me for 6 hours and dismantling it for 4, that's enough to put you off going to a convention just for the hell of it. That aside, I did have a wonderful time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, as next week I will be showing the massive haul of trades, since we literally had nothing else to do. We just traded for most of the weekend. And I will show you what I got in my bag. In my bag. Yeah, stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, and excuse the awkwardness. This is my first video with my new camera. I'm hoping to be able to get into vlogging more often and talking about my work, about conventions and everything. Shout out to my friend Roxy, who made this awesome hat, which I am wearing since I'm having a bad hair day, which is very normal for me. And that's all for today. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and goodbye.